Hello guys, how you guys doing? Welcome to another Gwent City video. Today I have a very special guest and we're featuring his deck right now. We're featuring Mysling. How you doing, dude?
I'm fine. It's great to be here.
I've been playing Kahir's Dream Team and let me tell you something. I have not had this much fun on Gwent in a long time. This deck is amazing, it's versatile, it's powerful, and it has some kind of control elements and adaptation elements. Let me congratulate you on making this list. I absolutely love it. This is a Menti approved deck right here. I'm telling you, bro. Not that means much, but yeah. Um, so let me ask you a couple of questions about your deck.
Yeah,
First of
sure.
all, at the beginning, a lot of people were a little scared or thought that Bilgerfords will not see play. Why did you start running Bilgerfords?
Well, when he was revealed, he was just a four, um, and then he also got the clause that you couldn't burn something after a pass. So at the time, he looked really bad, but then they increased his strength by four, which made him kind of good again, because an eight strength unit that essentially plays the top card of your deck is usually going to get pretty good value. Uh, and you can also run Roach to always have something to eat with him. So he's uh, he's decent at least. I'm not sure if he's the best goal to run, but he's at least very playable.
I see. Something that actually happened to me on a game. I end up throwing Roach on my hand, and because of
Yeah,
the passive ability of Nilfgaard, I actually moved in the next round, and it was like nothing had happened. So those two work really well together.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Nilfgaard passive works pretty good with a bunch of cards like um, all the control cards that can be dead against certain decks, and Siri if you win lose a round and she goes back, you can throw her back in deck. You can put back an Okvist that has been activated.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, it can do some great stuff.
Yeah. Now, a card that many people might be scared of, and perhaps might not be understanding, is the Nilfgaard Knight. Why are you running three
Yeah.
Nilfgaard Knights, and are you at the same time are you running Scorch?
Well, essentially, Nilfgaard Knight is an 11 strength bronze card, which is pretty stupid since you can run three of it in a deck. I mean, you can compare it to the Northern Realms Muster unit, the Foot Soldier.
Yeah.
It's essentially a 12-point bronze card uh, that can potentially mess up your draws, and it fits the deck a bit as well. But the point is that you can only do that once, since they play all three of them. Um, and it's a powerful play, but having three of those cards is great. And having a 11 strength bronze card can also be helpful in protecting your other units from Scorch. It can be helpful from tanking a lot of shots from Jennifer Conjurer, which saw a lot of play at least a few days ago. And yeah, it's revealing a card in your hand isn't as bad as people might feel it is. At least I feel that way. Very few cards do that much if you show them. Perhaps Scorch or Dimeritium Bomb might be awkward to show, but most other cards your opponent can almost always suspect to have in the hand anyway, if they know your deck.
Mm-hmm.
So revealing a card in hand isn't really an issue.
Now, talking about Dimeritium Bomb. Dimeritium Bomb plus Scorch just seems kind of awkward. Like, what are you running in Dimeritium Bomb here?
Well, I initially ran Aromancy instead of Dimeritium Bomb, but Aromancy turned out to be kind of awkward against a lot of the decks I was facing at the top of ladder. Like it doesn't do anything against weather monsters, and it's not really that good against Northern Realms. It's not really that good in the mirror. It was decent against Skellige, but Dimeritium Bomb does the same thing there anyway. So, and Dimeritium Bomb can also be used to demote stuff like Bork. So you can either he kills himself, or you can lock him or kill him.
Oh, yeah, that's just very, very strong, actually. Now, is there some people might not have Mertebrake? Still, I still suggest that even after nerf, I think Mertebrake is really, really good. But
Yeah.
is there a replacement for Mertebrake?
Yeah, honestly, most silvers in this deck can be swapped around according to how you feel about them. I mean, you could remove pretty much all of them except Canterell, I think. If you want to run Vilgeforge, I would still keep Roach too, because that combo is very useful, and not having it can force you to like burn an opponent's card instead, which is really bad if it's like something small.
It can be
I wouldn't.
counterproductive.
Yeah, but if you have Roach, that's never an issue, since you can always eat him. But otherwise, I mean, you can run Decoy, you can run Okvist, you could run Asire, you could run Peter. I mean, you could maybe even run Cynthia. I think it's pretty safe to replace Mirk, for sure.
You have seen, obviously, because you have shared this deck on WenDB, we'll make sure to have a
Yeah.
link below. But is there a common mistakes that you see players do with this deck?
I don't know. I kind of feel like some people. This is something that happens in the mirror at times. Is that people, one person plays Kahir, and then the other person plays Kahir, and then the person who played the first one can use his hero power twice, and the one who played it second can only do it once. So I can't say I see it a lot, but it's a really it's like you lose the game if you do that. So it's something to be aware of, especially if this deck gets more common, as it very well might.
Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure it will. Trust me, this is a great
Yeah.
deck. Now, Rot Tossers have a lot of good synergy in this deck, and it's like
Yeah.
this is the card that actually makes me feel like a combo deck, not necessarily a control or a power. It's just
Yeah.
it's an amazing thing. Rot Tosser, what are the best users do you do on Rot Tosser?
Well, it really depends on what deck you're against. I'd say, except if your opponent doesn't have anything on the ranged row, you can obviously play a cow there and then play your spy, so it dies immediately, which is really strong. But otherwise, I think you just need to be aware of what rows or what cards your opponent can use to place something small on a row. Like against Skellige, it's really good to kill the Axeman with the Rot Tosser because they don't. They have the Shield Maiden, and that's the only other card that they have on that row. So that's good. In the mirror, you can pretty much always kill the knights, since they are the only melee guys. Against Northern Realms, it's really good because it kills like all the master guys at once, which or it kills Reaver Hunters or something. I mean, I think the biggest value of Rothauser might almost be that it makes the opponent play awkward. Like a lot of the time you play it and then you make the opponent use a thunder or something on the cow.
Right now, you're the king of Nilfgaard right now, I'm telling you, dude. And seriously, a lot of people are not giving it. I feel that a lot of people are not giving enough credit to the passive ability from Nilfgaard. What are
Yeah.
your thoughts on the passive ability of Nilfgaard?
Well, it's kind of fun because before the patch, I think myself and most other players I talked to felt like it was going to be really underwhelming. Because if you looked at the meta last patch, it was pretty much you went through your whole deck most games with most decks. So having an extra mulligan didn't feel very important then. But this meta has turned out to be pretty different, and I feel like the ability is great because it lets you get away with having like Scorch in the deck, which might not be great against, say, Northern Realms, but if you draw it, you can just put it back in the deck. So it rarely hinders you from having a dead card in hand. So I think the faction ability is amazing, actually. It's turned out to be a lot better than I expected it to be.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that other people agree with that as well. Well, are there any shoutouts that you would like to give?
Well, I'd like to thank all the people who helped me work on this deck. Ordev and Vaish and Rysik, I think, are the people who played it most, or at least the people I talked to who played it the most. I think that's it. I mean, yeah.
It's good enough.
I guess I should credit Dankoro and Ruben a bit for making the Northern Realms deck that kind of made me want to make the same deck, but in Nilfgaard, which kind of led to this deck. Since I'll run 3 Arbalasts and Scorch and stuff, and I kind of came here to this deck.
That's actually a really fair point. And let me just, now that you bring this out, remember, guys, card games are like this. You have to adapt, man. You always have to adapt. Not always necessarily just wait for the nerf stick or ask for a nerf stick. Adaptation is part of the game. So we're gonna take this deck for a couple of games, and I'll see you guys next time.